Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Khalid, and in this informative tutorial, I want to share knowledge on privatization. If you are in the area of teaching and learning, professional learning and development, training and development, if you are a business and economics educator, this tutorial is very informative for you. I request you to increase your watch time and stay in this tutorial. The reason why you should watch this tutorial is first, you will know that what is the relevance of privatization, especially after COVID-19, after the pandemic, and what all benefits does privatization include, like what is the use of privatization, what are the advantages of privatization, what are the disadvantages of privatization, what is the effect of privatization on an economy, on a country, on a state, on a city. So if you want to learn about all these things, if you want to apply all these learnings in your real life, if you want to become an entrepreneur, if you want to start up your firm, this tutorial is very informative for you. Request you to stay in this tutorial. So moving on in this informative tutorial, as you can see the meaning of privatization. So privatization basically means that it's a transfer of ownership and management of an enterprise from the public sector to private sector, which means that when the public wants to sell the organization to the private sector, it is termed as privatization. When the public sector organization is not working as per the benchmarks of the organization or maybe the benchmark of the government, then it sells the rights of ownership to the private owners. Then it is considered a private sector firm. It also means the withdrawal of the state from an industry sector partially or fully. And another dimension of privatization is opening up of an industry that has been reserved for the public sector to private sector. So this is the basic meaning of privatization, my friends. Now, moving on, the examples of privatizations are first, Air India. As of now, in 2020, they sold it to Tata Group in 2020 because Air India was not performing well and they were not making profits as published in the news. So second example is Bharat Aluminium Company, which was sold to Vedanta Limited in 2000. CMC Limited sold to Tata Consultancy. Hindustan Zinc Limited sold to Vedanta Limited in 2001 and Maruti Udyog Limited. So these are the organizations which are being sold from public sector to private sector, and the reason they were sold or converted from public sector to private sector because they were not performing as per the benchmarks and they were not making profits for the stakeholders. Next is use of privatization. So privatization objectives are basically first to increase efficiency and competitive power of the enterprise, which means that they have to improve on their manpower, how they can improve on the productivity of the manpower of the enterprise. Second, to strengthen industrial management, which means that how is their relations with their workers, with their stakeholders, with the government. Third, to earn more and more foreign currency. In privatization, when you are running a private firm, you tend or you seek to invest for foreign direct investments so that you can invest that money in your organization and grow it to the next high level. Next is to make optimum use of resources, which means that whatever land, labor, capital, enterprise resources you have got, you should make the maximum best use of those resources and on a consistent basis. And then last, to achieve rapid industrial development of the country, which means that you can pay more tax to the government because you are increasing the productivity of the organization, and because of that you are getting more customers, your market capitalization, your customers are increasing, your stakeholder base is increasing, and you are contributing to the nation development. Next is advantages of privatization. First is positive effect of privatization is better services to the consumer. Better services to consumer basically means that you are providing a reasonable rate to the customers, to the consumers, so that they can afford it on a regular basis. and they can go for positive word of mouth about your goods and services as a private sector owner, and use of updated technology which helps to reduce wastage. So which means that when private sector organizations are running the organization after owning it from the public sector, they try to use the technology to the maximum. They try to minimize the waste of any particular goods in the organization, so that the costing of the product or the service goes down, the efficiency increases, the productivity increases. Next in last is difference between private sector and public sector organization. On the basis of ownership, if you see, privatization basically means that it's a firm owned by private sector. Nationalization basically means it's a firm owned and managed by government. On the other hand, if you see incentives in privatization, profit motive acts as the incentive for owners and managers. On the other hand, in public firms, workers may feel motivated if they feel company belongs to them. So this is a very important factor, that when workers feel that the company is being given a chance and the employees are given a chance to come together to contribute and share the profits, it makes a lot of difference. Next is externalities. In private firms, it may ignore external costs like pollution and external benefits as well. And in public firms, what happens, government can put social benefits above profit motive. So what happens when in private organizations, in private firms, they pollute the environment, they do something which is not good for the society, becomes a secondary part or a secondary objective for the organization. But on the other hand, if you see in government organization, they think about the social benefits of the public, they think about the benefit of the general public when they do any kind of production or manufacturing. Next is efficiency. It basically focuses on incentive to introduce new technology and increase labor productivity, which means that when you are focusing on introducing new technology in privatization, you are also focusing on upskilling the labor, which is existing labor is there. You are upskilling the labor to use the updated technology. In public sector organizations, it may find it very difficult or sometimes hard to upskill the existing workforce, and they sack the surplus workers, the extra workers who are not able to update as per the demand of the technology and as per the demand of the market. Next in last is knowledge. In privatization, private firms employ managers with best skills like communication skills, ICT skills, marketing skills, digital marketing skills, sales skills, personality development skills, writing skills. All these skills play a very important role in privatization, and especially after COVID-19 pandemic, critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, ICT skills play a very, very significant role in privatization. On the other hand, in nationalization, what happens? Politicians may interfere based on political motives on the basis of knowledge. So this is what happens when you are going from public sector to private sector. These are the differences between public sector organization on the basis of these 5 areas: ownership, incentives, externalities, efficiency, and knowledge. So this is the actually end of the presentation, but I would like to say that if you are thinking to become an entrepreneur, if you are thinking to start your own organization, if you are thinking to expand your business organization, you should think about all these factors which are mentioned over here. You should always think that why you are doing it, when you will do it, and how you will do it. Why you are doing it, when you will do it, and how you will do it. These 3 questions are very important. And what will be the impact or outcome of all what you are doing as of now? If you need more explanation on any of these topics, if you need any assistance, then please do contact me on teachingandcoaching2020@gmail.com. I'm really thankful to you to watch this tutorial so far. Thank you so much. Thank you.